Ship of Theseus, a very famous thought experiment in identity metaphysics. And here's what it's all about. There's a ship, a great looking, very big ship made up of wooden planks. The ship sails through the sea on a daily basis. Sailor loves his ship and names it Ship of Theseus. As time passes, the sailor realizes that a wooden plank at the bottom of the ship has been rotting. The seller sees the problem and acknowledges it, buys the new plank and replaces the plank instead of procrastinating and watching a stupid YouTube video about ships. As more and more planks begin rotting and the sailor starts replacing more and more of the planks. And this stupid dance continues until one day all of the wooden planks of the ship has been replaced. No material of the ship is same as it once was. The ship does not even have a single atom that was once there originally. Now one might be tempted to ask, is this still Ship of Theseus? Here's another twist though. What if the sailor collected all the rotten planks and assembled it into another ship because he was just kind of bored and kind of crazy? Is this rotten ship the Ship of Theseus? And if yes, what about the shining ship? Is this not the Ship of Theseus? And at what point did the ship stop being the Ship of Theseus? After half of its original planks were replaced, or after the last of its original plank was replaced? Are both the Ship of Theseus? Are none the Ship of Theseus? Here's the thing. Philosophers love arguing about this thought experiment. One philosopher says, yes, the shining one is the Ship of Theseus. Other will say, no, the rotten one is the Ship of Theseus. And they get worked up and all until they are both upset and miserable. But I am not them. I like to cry over my problem instead of crying over the stupid ship's problem. So I have found a cop-out answer. Fiction. My answer is fiction. The Ship of Theseus is a fiction. Let's draw back, look from far and think objectively. There is no Ship of Theseus. It's all a stupid fiction. Objectively speaking, there are just planks assembled into a ship. A sailor named it as the Ship of Theseus, and the Ship of Theseus is the fictional brainchild of the sailor. There was always just plank assembled into a ship. The sailor imagined a fictional story and termed it a Ship of Theseus and told everybody about his imaginary fiction. Increment in the number of people believing in fiction does not change the fact that it's just a fiction. The very question which one is Ship of Theseus is just fuzzy and there is no objective answer to this. The question is full of fiction and so the answer will also be full of fiction. And as fiction is the brainchild of human mind, many people can have different fiction and hence reach to a different answer. The sailor might think new shining one is the Ship of Theseus and you might think old one is the Ship of Theseus. Whichever one you believe it to be the Ship of Theseus is the Ship of Theseus for you. Objectively, there are just planks, old and the new one, assembled into ships. Because we think in terms of stories and fiction, we feel a need to label one as the Ship of Theseus. But this does not make thought experiment to be stupid. The thought experiment is important. Even if we never reach satisfactory answer, the very effort to think and find the answer is sometimes a step in the right direction.